Hello, darlings. And how are you this beautiful spring day? Are you ready for a reading from The Naked Wife? This is watermelon tea. Don't accuse me of drinking on YouTube. This is from a wife that's been married over 42 years. This is my favorite story in the book. My favorite love story in the book. That music is just doing something to me. They've been married for over 42 years. Smile to her face. Well, we were in college and that was my first time being away from home. I loved my newfound freedom. I had a boyfriend that Daddy didn't know about. I didn't tell Daddy. Ooh. But somehow he heard about it and he came up to the school to meet my new boyfriend. We met at a restaurant and my boyfriend was trembling and sweating. An hour later, Daddy had to get back home to pick up Mama on time from the train station. When he got up, he kissed me, hugged me, and said my first and middle name. Now that meant, don't you dare. Have your mother, grandmother, or somebody called your whole name? That made my heart sank because I knew then that he didn't like him. Later, I called Daddy and asked him how he liked my boyfriend and told him that he was studying to be a doctor. Daddy said, "Baby, why don't you wait on the Lord?" My daddy didn't like him, but we kept courting and so on. There was this guy that was eyeing me and talking to me here and there, but I had no interest in him because I had my doctor-to-be boyfriend. Somehow, he found out that my daddy was a Baptist preacher. So he came to Easter service and he was just grinning at me. After church, I got home with my older brothers, and who was sitting in my living room? The weird guy. I almost turned around and ran. My daddy jumped up smiling from ear to ear and called me into the living room and said, "This is Paul, a pastor's son from Mississippi." He said he goes to your school. I try to be gracious and pleasant. Then here comes Mama with a cola for them and hot cocoa for me. Now, in those days, cocoa was only for special occasions, or you were going to die. So I looked at Mama, and she was just grinning and smiling from ear to ear and staring at me weird. Then Daddy said, Brother Paul here comes to ask if he could take you out for dinner one evening. Oops, a gentleman. In my mind, I was crying because I knew that Daddy and Mama liked him. And then my brother started to smile, and I was the only one without a smile. So I agreed to go to dinner with him later, when back at school. The long and short of it is that my daddy talked me into breaking up with my boyfriend, and on New Year's Eve, Mr. Weird Guy proposed at church. And I have never seen my daddy so happy. Paul had graduated the May before, and I would graduate the following May. Both Daddy and Mama were adamant about me finishing school, and so in July I became Mrs. Paul. Looking back, I do not regret it. Yes, my former boyfriend went on to become a doctor. And the story continues in the back of the book, because a lot has happened. But I want you to get this book yourself and read and see what happened. All right, my darlings. That is your naked wife glass of wine for tonight. Join me again tomorrow night for more Naked Wife Chronicles. Ta-ta, darlings. Ta-ta.